Hello, everyone. Imad and Anshul are back to discuss the talking points from this week's game. It was the big match between Manchester United and Arsenal, and we're also joined by another Arsenal fan this week, Vidar. And it was a disappointing match for United fans, but we'll still discuss it this week, as disappointed as I am. Go ahead, Imad, and begin.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying El Neni looked like the 80 million player in the middle of the park, not Pogba. So yeah, El Neni, I mean, he's better than all your central midfielders. You guys have like what 7 central midfielders right now, and I think that they got for like a total cost of what like 200, 300
200
million
plus
central
million.
midfield cost, and El Neni is better than all of them.
It was a
So
disgrace, man. It was a disgrace. But I'll let you go. Go ahead. We deserve the banter, man. We deserve it all. So I gotta take it
yeah,
in the
I mean,
chin.
it was really good because coming into it, I was really nervous because United obviously like you guys had just won 4-1 against Newcastle. You slapped Leipzig up in the Champions League, so it was obviously you guys were coming into the game like high on confidence. I didn't think for one second that we were going to get battered at all, but I thought like we could easily lose the game by like a goal or two. Right, I knew we'd be in the game because of the way Arteta like sets up against big teams, but just from the first whistle, like we were just unbelievable. The way we were pressing from the front. I mean, that typically has been happening under Arteta, but like what we did in possession is what really impressed me. Like we were really meaningful with the ball. Like we passed forward and like people were like coming to receive the ball, and then everyone was moving forward as a team. Thomas Partey and El Neni would just boss that midfield. They were unbelievable. I mean, there was this clip I saw of El Neni in the 91st minute just pressing Shaw. I think was it Shaw, and then Maguire ended up out like literally like 40 seconds of him just chasing down United players, and this was in the 91st minute. So like that just shows like how well we played. Like in terms of the commitment, everything was there, and I was saying to someone that like I feel like we may if that game went on for 90 minutes
We
without a
would have
penalty, I
scored.
don't know if we would have scored. Maybe we didn't have the quality, even though we did have enough good chances in the first
Yeah.
half to score. But all in all, like really impressive. But I mean, there are going to be slips. Slip ups in Arteta's brain. Like we know that, like Leicester last week, where we were really disappointed. But there are going to, you can see that there is progress, and I know last week I was questioning some of Arteta's decisions for playing players out of position, but I mean, he seems to know what to do against the big teams in these big away games. Like even though against City and Liverpool we lost, we were still in the game and we did have chances. We could have nicked something. So
I
all
mean,
in
he
all,
goes defensive,
very
right?
very
He
happy. I mean, first win at Old Trafford since 2006, so that's absolutely huge. And
right.
I mean, yeah, when there's a penalty at Old Trafford and it doesn't go to United and Fernandez isn't stepping up, you know it's your lucky day. So
But so one really common theme throughout the match that really disappointed me was, I mean, I kind of come to expect it from this United side. We're inconsistent, but just the lack of passion and drive from Manchester United. It's Manchester United against Arsenal. How do you not get up for that game? Like there was a clear difference in the commitment from the Arsenal players. Like I saw so many times Gabriel like running into Rashford, like banging into him from the back, banging into Greenwood, and Lenny going into tackles, Partey like if he lost the ball once, I remember he lost the ball in his own half. Pogba stole it off him. He ran back, stole it back, dribbled past Pogba, passed it to somebody else. Like I just felt like apart tactically we got schooled as well. I think that's the second time Arteta has managed to school Solskjaer, but at the same time, like I just don't understand the players themselves. Like from the start of the game, like Fred giving the ball away. Pogba giving the ball away, Bruno giving the ball away. Like we couldn't string five passes together. And I understand your press was very good, but still, like, didn't you see? Was it obvious to you that United just didn't turn up at all that day, or what did you feel about that?
go ahead, Vidar.
I think United just lacked leaders, to be honest, on the pitch. Anywhere on the pitch you look, you guys just lacked leaders from the back. And then what you guys didn't expect was how good El Neni would be to Partey, how good they would complement each other in the game. So, yes, a lot of it does go down to United not performing, but at the same time, you can say that Arsenal outperformed United.
Right.
You know, all over the pitch in a sense. But
Right.
I feel also that if there wasn't a penalty, you might have had a chance. But we just looked really solid, and Gabriel at the back looked really, really
He
solid.
did.
So,
The way we
Yeah, I
could have
mean,
used Gabriel.
it's a joke again. United's recruit. I mean, Arsenal hasn't been great in recent years either. But look, I mean, United is just fucking laughable. Like
It is.
80 million on Harry Maguire. I mean, look at that guy. I mean, you compare him to Gabriel, and it's a joke. I mean, like at least Arsenal, we've got the best defensive record this
Yeah,
season.
which is
Can
unbelievable.
you believe that? I was
I
shocked when I heard that. Yeah.
I
So I mean, and we sorted that part out. So even if we have games in which we're playing poorly going forward, we're not attacking well, which is happening a lot lately. We can still rely on we can still potentially rely on our defenders to keep us a clean sheet. And now with Partey,
I don't remember when we would have ever
exactly,
said that.
when it's
Right.
said that.
When we ever
Right.
That's,
Right.
I mean, that's obviously one big plus point in our favor right now. And you guys, when you guys have an off day going forward, you guys are still vulnerable at the back. Maguire,
Right.
the clown is not good enough. If you look at Wan Bissaka and Shaw as attacking football, they're decent defensively, but going forward, they offer very, very little.
Little they do, yeah. Van Bissaka's excellent
Yeah, and
defensively,
I don't
but
think United are going on the Oli, honestly. It's like,
it's
at
pretty.
least with Arteta, some shape of progress, something you've never seen from an Arsenal team before, even though we're not attacking well. It's something different that we've never, like I said, we've
more robust. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly, and that's something he's changed completely because that you never associate Arsenal being robust. And with Oli, it's like there's no direction really. And I mean, yeah, I hope he stays in charge for another couple of years.
You know how we are. We're gonna take forever to like sack the manager. So let me tell you about Oli, right? Like there's been a lot of talk about these Jekyll and Hyde performances and stuff. Like I can tell you what it is. I've been watching him for 2 years. I've been watching this team closely, right? Pretty much watch every game, right? It's not Jekyll and Hyde. It's not that just the players are inconsistent. That's always been true. The point is, why did we beat PSG and why did we beat Leipzig? Why did we beat City twice last year? Why did we beat Chelsea twice last year? I think 3 times actually we beat Chelsea last year. We're able to beat teams that play a high line and allow us to counterattack. So if you come at us full tilt, you play a high line and you just have a go at us and give us space at the back, then the fast forwards such as Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, with Bruno and Pogba potentially able to ping balls to them, we can rip any defense apart.
Yeah, but that's inexplicable because you bought a player like Bruno for those games when when teams are gonna park the bus and you're gonna have to break teams down. And Bruno's a creative player. You bought him for that. I mean, I don't know if you have any other creative players. I don't know if Van de Beek is supposed to be creative like that. But I mean, there's no excuse for you to be not be creating chances in those games because you do have a world class number 10 in Bruno. So
right, and decent.
I think it comes for Arsenal to be struggling in that area. We have 0 creative players. That's why we don't create any chances. But United have Bruno. So
right, no, but coming back to that comes down to coaching, right? I think that comes a little bit down to coaching. See, what is this team under Oli? We're a counter-attacking side. If you let us counter-attack, we will be able to beat any team. We destroyed Leipzig because they came at us. They played a high line. We were able to hold them off for 50, 60 minutes. And then spaces showed up at the back and we counterattacked them and we beat them. But whereas against Chelsea and Arsenal, both Arsenal and Chelsea were careful in terms of like Arsenal were more attacking than Chelsea were for sure. And they played much better. But at the same time, you guys kept 2 or 3 because you played 3 at the back. You guys kept Gabriel, obviously, and 2 of your other defenders at the back at the very least to make sure Rashford and Greenwood didn't have space. Not that we didn't create anything. So the moment we don't have space, we can't do anything. And I think this is going to carry on. Oli has not been able to figure out a plan B of playing. What do you do when you don't have space in the back? Can you intricately pass the ball to get them to move it forward and create chances? We can't do it. We can't do it against any team.
Yeah, and if he wants to play that way, then he hasn't bought the right players to do that. Wasn't he the one who signed Maguire?
He did, yeah.
Playing out from the back starts with your centre back and obviously your goalkeeper. But he's spent 80 million on Maguire. If he wants to play out from the back, why would he spend 80 million on a defender who can't do that?
Right. Exactly. He's a fridge, honestly. I'm very disappointed with Maguire. I expected so much more from him as well. So, I mean, it's a shambles. Like for Arsenal,
locked up in Mykonos and stayed there.
Maybe I would have preferred that, honestly, man. Like I look at so many other center backs we could have bought. Like, And we just spent like outrageous amounts on Maguire. Now we're stuck with him. When you spend that type of money, nobody else is going to come for him for that amount. Even 60 million, I don't think anybody would pay. But anyway, so where do you see Arsenal going from here? Because I know, like with United and Arsenal, right, we're always one bad performance away from a crisis. So I mean, kudos to you guys. You guys really showed
Thank you.
up. But where do you guys see moving forward?
I think with Arteta's game plan, I feel us progressing further, but we have to be cautious. It is Arsenal. So I feel a lot stronger now. I feel more confident with Arteta being there. But I feel that the more we can adapt our play to the low block, the more we can adapt our play to those type of situations, like the Leicester game, where we can't just be reliant on one plan. You can't just be reliant on one. We have to counter attack, or we have to. You have to be able to, with the qualities that you have,
Break teams down.
break teams down easier, or find a method that you are more comfortable doing, even if you were to lose possession, and fall back in a way, or attack in a way, without the ball, whether it's pressing or no pressing, high press, low press, whatever. So I am very confident going forward, and I like Arteta. I like what he's doing with the team. I'm just cautious right now.
Right.
I want him to at least have one full season and at least two, three transfer windows.
Right. Give him time.
I want to give him time, and I don't want to jump down his neck, regardless of the results we have. Every time we have a bad result, I always tell myself, it's his first full season. He's only been here 10 months. He's already achieved what Pochettino wanted to achieve in 7 years. You know what I mean?
Like won a trophy.
So, yeah, exactly. So for me, he's already like proving himself to be a competent, a good young manager. But we have to give him time, man. And that's why I hope that the other fans from our base don't always try and jump down his neck if he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, we will criticize him when he makes
No,
mistakes.
yeah, of
for
course.
sure. And I mean,
100%.
I'm not saying those mistakes should cost him his job, but
Yeah.
we will obviously as fans point out his mistakes. But yeah, I mean, in terms of where Arsenal go from here, I mean, honestly, if we played at Old Trafford every week, we'd win the league. So
Shut that up, dude. One win in freaking 14 years and talking too much.
yeah, I mean, like on a serious, see how it depends on how we come out, like how we approach the Villa game at home. Now Villa, like how, like the way they've been attacking teams, like from what I've seen. I don't know, like are they going to sit back? I hope they try and attack us, because it'll give us more freedom to play. I feel confident now that even if they try and attack us, I feel like we can probably
sit back and defend.
Because I do think Villa have enough to break us down. It's not like we're brilliant at the back. I mean, we are well improved, but I have seen glimpses where we've been shaky at the back, and Villa have quality players going forward who can hurt us.
Right.
But I just want creating chances again, from and showing that urgency. I mean, we're obviously we're going to be up for United. Like the players are going to be pressing. I want that same urgency, and I want to see more positivity when in possession. That's what I see.
Right. From United standpoint, man, like honestly, I think we're in serious trouble again, like serious trouble, because what's happened is we've invested into this project of Solskjaer, going ahead, buying British talent again. We've had a change in culture. I would agree with that as well. But I think I've seen enough to tell you now that I'm not sure if he has the tactical nous to actually adapt and become a more attacking type of a manager. I think we're stuck in this phase of counter-attacking team, and that's all he knows. And that's never going to be enough to take a United team back to where it belongs, which is on the top of the table, or at least challenging for the titles.
You need to play on the front foot.
Yeah, we just don't play on the front foot ever, right? Like even against Arsenal, we don't know how to play on the front foot. The moment we need to play on the front foot, that's it. There are draws coming in all the time, and that hasn't changed since he's been in charge for over a year and a half. In December, it's going to be 2 years. And the way I see this going, we're going to have one good result. Then I don't think we could probably beat PSG at home when we play them in a few weeks' time, because PSG are going to do the same thing, come and try to attack us again, leave space in behind, and we'll win. All United fans are going to be jumping up and down. Then on the weekend, we're going to play like, a Burnley at home, and we won't be able to break them down. And it's, it's a crisis again. So I don't know. I think that like he's done enough. He came third last season. We have to give him some more time. But if I was to predict what's going to happen, I think he's going to be gone by December because nothing's really going to change. Look at our form right now in the Premier League. Forget the Champions League. The Premier League is bread and butter. 6 games, 7 points, 15th in the league. That's fucking relegation
No,
form.
no, it's the Old Trafford.
Huh? No wins at Old Trafford. Like if you look at last season, even the last 2 home games at Old Trafford, we didn't win. So if you add that to this season, like we're in relegation form. We have Everton away coming up next. That's a tough game, but we've been really good away from home.
I'm going to tune in for that. It's a tough
game.
Once you guys slip into the bottom 3.
We might actually slip into the bottom 3. And honestly, who's waiting in the wings? Do you think Pochettino could come in and do a decent job for us? I know he's not won anything, but
let's not get into that could be a whole other thing. But I mean, honestly, with Oli, I mean, he could go on a run of 4-5 wins and just win 5 games on the bounce, and he'll be there till the end of the season. So I wouldn't. I mean, it's very up and down this season. I mean, you guys had a few good results. You could bounce back. You could easily pick up 3, 4, 5 wins of the spin, and other teams dropping points the way they are to have a completely different look to it. So I mean, this season is a season not that you just can't jump to any, like, you can't predict
conclusions
anything.
Right. It's just
Keep
a
it as
horrible
it is on
start.
a happy note, and 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Right. All right, man. All right. We'll get you at the Emirates with a phenomenal away record. So,
Yeah.
okay, guys. So it was good discussing the points again. The real rivalry will be back next week to discuss the United and Arsenal games from next weekend. Have a good one, guys.
Take care.
Take care.